Changeville Podcast, the first podcast focusing on social changemakers in music, comedy, and the arts. Every episode of the podcast will feature me, Brandon Telg, and the members of the Changeville team diving deep into an artist's work, showcasing how they are at the forefront of changing our world as artists. This week's featured artist is Meredith Graves. Originally formed as a fake band that was only supposed to appear in the Scott Coffey film Adult World, Perfect Pussy now stands as one of the loudest voices in today's DIY punk scene. Perfect Pussy are known for their intense live performances and piercing lo-fi sound. With short songs, violent riffing, and haunting vocals, their style is very reminiscent of 80s hardcore bands like Black Flag and Bad Brains. However, they're incredibly unique in message and sound thanks to their unapologetic frontwoman, Meredith Graves. Beginning in 2015, Graves has written extensively about the position of women in the music industry for The Guardian, Pitchfork, Racked, and more. She works tirelessly to combat the sexism which she believes to be very prevalent in punk rock still today. Quote, "Men naming their bands horribly offensive things that in any other context would be hate slurs," unquote, has become normalized in a genre which otherwise embraces those looking to find acceptance and an outlet for emotional release, according to Graves during a recent interview with The Guardian. Defying the double standards of the music industry by fronting her own hardcore band is only the surface of Graves' plan for the reformation of the scene. Graves told The Cut that she was inspired to start her own record label by her experiences in the industry over the last year. She said, quote, "People took me seriously and put money and faith into what I was doing without hindering who I was and what I wanted to do," end quote. It is clear that Graves felt compelled to grant others the same opportunity which she was fortunate enough to have, though these opportunities came from years of work and overcoming adversity in the music industry. Graves told Style Like You that a writer from the Dallas Observer wrote this about her performance. "It was very hard to take her seriously because of her appearance. She was wearing a stripy t-shirt. She has blonde hair. She was wearing unpunk shorts." According to Meredith Graves, this is a prime example of the double standards which can be found in music today. Despite her violently powerful stage presence and lyrical content, her authenticity was brought into question due to her appearance. To make the right mark on the industry, her new label, Honor Press, aims to sign artists who are honest and move through the world carefully, according to her interview with The Guardian. And this is not exclusive to punk bands. With such loose yet indicative qualifications for artists, Graves will be able to feed socially conscious and respectful artists into the scene. The band So Stressed is one of the first to be signed on Honor Press. Their new record, The Unlawful Trade of Greco-Roman Art, was released in May of last year. Recently, Meredith Graves released her first solo record, called Took the Ghost to the Movies. Though it's vastly different in style from her songs with Perfect Pussy, themes of lost love and messages of acceptance are still just as prevalent. Looking at the music and writings of Meredith Graves, it is clear that she has not only served as a catalyst for the empowerment of females in punk music, but that she has opened the door to new artists who carry similar messages of social equality. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the work of this week's Changeville Changemaker. We'll be back soon with another episode of the Changeville Podcast. If you'd like to stay tuned to the Changeville Podcast and learn more about artists making a difference in the world, as well as keeping up with what's going on with the Changeville Festival, subscribe to us on iTunes or just like Changeville on Facebook. If you liked what you heard this week, please go leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps us out. This episode was written and researched by Matt Fowler. The Changeville Podcast theme was written by Jason Shaw. Until next time, this is Brandon, signing out.